just wanted to go over what's new in Epoch 4 as well as what stayed the same. And one thing that's largely unchanged is the amount of debt you can borrow as far as coffee debt. And to start off the contest, you're going to want to borrow coffee, and you can see this contestant has already borrowed up to their limit. This will always tell you how much coffee you can borrow, and right now we have it set at 20,000 coffee, and so that should be enough to get you started as far as unlocking your camellia to mine and also investing in TAP tokens. Now, one thing that's changed in Epoch 4 is that you no longer need to pay off all of your coffee debt to qualify for the rewards. So if we look at the leaderboard, if the contest ended today, you see all these contestants here, they have positive balances. This is their net balance of assets minus debt. But they do have coffee debt. Now in Epoch 3 they would have been disqualified. But now we're not going to count that against anyone. So you can have coffee debt at the end of the contest, and we're only going to be looking at this final column here. Actually this column here, the total account value. And so in this leaderboard right here, the only people who wouldn't be qualified are down here. So if your net asset value exceeds, if your debt exceeds your net asset value, then you won't be qualified for the rewards. All right, let's look at the 3 different ways that you can generate revenue in Epoch 4. The first way is very similar to how it was in Epoch 3, and that's by investing in TAP tokens. Now, right now, there's only 2. This one's, if it's in gray, that means it's in pending status. That means it does not have enough miners hosting it so that it's running on the network. So, but we can still invest in the token. And the only one that's running right now is this one right here. And it's the same. You can buy and sell each token, and the token's price follows the bonding curve, which means that the more supply there is, the higher the price. Now in Epoch 3 there was a problem where token shares were being contracted from too high of expenses being paid to miners, and that's been corrected in Epoch 4 because most of the TAPs are going to be paying out miners in a profit sharing arrangement where they get staking tokens, and therefore they only get paid out of the consume action dividends. So one of the major problems was that in Epoch 3 many investors were seeing their tokens shrink, and it was no fault of their own. It was just that their TAPs that they invested in weren't getting enough consume actions, and so hopefully you won't see that in Epoch 4, unless of course the TAP creator chooses to pay out in the old method. That's still available to pay a fixed cost to miners, but I think most will choose the new profit sharing arrangement. Okay, now the second way of earning revenue during Epoch 4 is through hosting. Now hosting revenue comes through 2 different components. One is the public service rewards you get from just being a miner on the network. And the second component is much more lucrative, and that's from hosting these actual TAPs here. So let's go through how you as a contestant would actually host a TAP and what it would look like in your browser. So let's say this contestant here, this contestant only has 1 CML seed right now. So let's take a look in the marketplace, see if there are any. So there's one here, and the buy it now price is $5.55, so it's a good price, and we'll just go ahead straight away and buy that. And now with the second CML, we can actually plant that. Okay, now both these seeds are now mining, you can see in the status column. Now, when you first start mining, the only rewards you'll get are these right here, the public service staking rewards. And these are quite low. So to augment your revenue, your mining revenue, you'll want to go over to the TApps tab and see what's available to, you want to go over to the TApps tab and see what's available to host. Now we notice that this ticker here is short one miner for it to become operational on the network. So why don't we try hosting that one? And this is the seed that we just bought. So why don't we host with this one? Okay, if we go back over to our wallet, and we can see which TApps we're hosting. And you can see here that it's mining, and the total hosting token income will show up in this column here. Now you can click on the TApp and see what exactly is the setup. And you can also look at the video. And we can take a look that the consume action is paying out tokens. So this app is using the new profit sharing setup. And all the rewards for the dividends earned will show up in this column here. And my hosting token, this is provided as kind of a ticket for each hoster to give them a portion of every consume action. So because of this hosting this TApp, they will, as if they had 100 of that TApp's tokens. So that's how much there'll be a portion during every consume action round. And the third and final way to generate revenue during Epoch 4 is to create a TApp. Now this is covered in the Medium article here. I'll leave a link in the description. The important paragraph is this one. TApp creators get to set the theta value when creating their TApp. This is the percentage of every consume action and token buy event that goes directly to the TApp creator's wallet. So that's a great advantage for anyone during this contest, is that you just get a percentage right off the top. And what that looks like is when you create a TApp. Now keep in mind that the link, whether it's a YouTube link or a Twitter hashtag, has to be approved by the admin. So if you have an idea for, let's say, a Twitter hashtag that you want to get pumping, then you can just leave us a message in the Telegram, and as long as it's related to the T project, we will approve it. And here is where you set the theta value. If you set it at a high, like 30%, you might think that's good in that you're getting 30% of every consume action and token buy. But at the same time, it dissuades investors from buying your token because the buy and sell spread is going to be very large. And so that means that investors have to wait a while before they can turn a profit on their investment. One thing you notice that we had YouTube. A lot of the YouTubers, it seems like many of them won't be creating a TApp. So this gives an opportunity for contestants, and we'll be releasing these opportunities. We'll make announcements in our Telegram. So be sure to check our Telegram daily during the contest, as this is a great opportunity for just contestants to go ahead and create a TApp for these YouTube videos. And some of these YouTube videos, judging by the creators, are going to receive a good amount of views. So this is, again, this is on a first come, first served basis, so just keep checking our Telegram for announcements. Alright, that's about it. Good luck everyone in the contest.